Good day everyone, we are from ECC3121 Electromagnetic Waves Group L, and today we'd like to present our project, which is Magnetic Stripe Card for Vaccination Data. First off, before I move on to the crucial part of our presentation, I would like to introduce my group members. So our group consists of 5 people, which are Haikal, San, Zaizatul, Ashikin, Adriana Nabilah, and also Nur Ain. Next, this is the layout for our presentation. So in our presentations, we have 7 components to be presented, which are introductions, problems, objectives, theory and design results, discussion, and so conclusion. With that, I would like to pass to the next presenter.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the introduction of our project. So COVID-19 has escalated around the globe since 2019. This virus has been said to be dangerous over time as it has its own adaptations toward their surrounding, meaning that the COVID-19 virus now is more dangerous than before. So to avoid further spread of this virus, National Immunization Program has been introduced by the Malaysian government to actually contain this virus spread of activity. So this program is actually a vaccination program in Malaysia. So the problems that we have found with the vaccination program aligned with our project is actually the inconvenience for the senior citizens. This is because high percentage of senior citizens did not attend to the vaccination progress. So they did not attend because they are not familiarized with the use of MySejahtera. Next is senior citizen does not own a smartphone. Statistically, 30.6% of senior citizens aged 65 and above own a smartphone. Smartphone is actually really important because they need to scan the MySejahtera app upon vaccination. So that is why we are doing the magnetic stripe card. So our objective is actually to produce a magnetic stripe card to actually reduce the inconvenience for the senior citizens, and also we wanted to encourage the people to get vaccinated, especially senior citizens, because vaccinated is really important. So I'm going to pass the theory and design to Haikal.
So now we are going to the next part, which is especially for our theory and design. So to start, we will talk about the Faraday's law, which can be pictured through this iron core diagram. As we can see inside the diagram, it has current, North Pole, South Pole, magnetic field, which is denoted as capital B. So why we use this law? And why this law has massive influence into our project? So let's us all look into its equation. So there are 4 components. Starts with the induced voltage, which also known as the electromotive force, the number of loops, change in magnetic flux, and change in time. The most significant component that affecting our magnetic strip card here is obviously the change in magnetic flux, because when we swipe the magnetic strip card through the magnetic card reader, it will change the magnetic flux. So this is our flowchart of how the magnetic strip card works. Firstly, we insert the card into the magnetic reader machine, and then the cloud storage will authenticate whether the card is valid or not. So into our design, firstly, this is our magnetic strip card. Starts with front of the card and back of the card. And secondly, this is our magnetic card reader, which we will insert our magnetic strip card. And last but not least, the cloud storage, which will store the vaccination data and will authenticate whether the user is already vaccinated or not. So I will pass to the next presenter.
Next is the results obtained from a survey on our design. Among all the references, there are 2 survey results that we would like to highlight here in our presentation. The first one is information encoding of our magnetic stripe card. Information encoding is done on magnetic strip at the back of the card. Imagine that there are strips of magnets with a lot of south and north poles in the magnetic strip as shown in the figure above. Bits are encoded serially on the magnetic stripe using a series of magnetic flux transitions through longitudinal recording. Data is written onto the card by converting string of bits into electrical current fed through an electromagnet. This magnet generates a field to change the direction of the metal grain's magnetization. Then, information is decoded. The second result from our survey that we would like to highlight is property of ferromagnets. Song and Rudowitz presented in their journal about hysteresis loop of ferromagnets. They mentioned that for high coercivity materials like hard ferromagnetic materials, they cannot be demagnetized back to original state easily once they have been magnetized. As a result, hard ferromagnetic materials are useful in memory devices, and the high coercivity in these materials ensure that memory is not easily erased. Therefore, this property is used in our magnetic stripe card so that information stored in the card will be long-lasting.
Moving on with the discussion, the magnetic stripe card is more efficient than the MyStepThrill and MyCard in terms of storing vaccination details. According to the reports made by the public, the scheduled vaccination appointment details change or disappear without notice in the MyStepThrill application. The magnetic stripe card is proposed to store the vaccination data as it is more reliable and secure as the data are stored in the cloud. The data in MyStepThrill application are stored in a server. The data stored in the cloud is more reliable as it has strong data backup and greater accessibility. The stripe on the card contains embedded data information that stores the user's details. If there is any need to refer to the vaccination details, the person can give the card to be scanned using a card reader machine. The data in the card can be accessed once the card is swiped on the reader machine. The vaccination details is unsuitable to be stored in the MyCard as many people did not update their latest residential address. The latest residential address can be updated in the vaccination card so that the responsible authorities such as the police or health department can reach them if there is any problem with regards to the COVID-19 vaccination. The magnetic stripe card for vaccination is preferable for those who do not own a MyStepThrill account, especially the senior citizens and the people who do not own a smartphone. I'll pass to the next presenter.
As for conclusion, these non-smartphone owners and also elderlies will be able to get vaccinated as the registration process for them is made easier. Hence, when they've been vaccinated, there will be high coverage of vaccination, and with that, we can achieve herd immunity. And with that, I would like to end my presentation with thank you. But before that, we're going to show you our promotion video for our project.